What's up, smarty people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Smarter? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote. And maybe you could have me at your next event. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Also, if you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast. It's called What Makes You Famous. Find it everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. Also, add me on Spotify, if you please. Please. Now, on with the show. Today on the program, interesting facts. Yes, I do like me some interesting facts. Fill your head with knowledge and be the smartest one at your next dinner party. Today's interesting fact is the Grand Canyon is bigger than the state of Rhode Island. The Grand Canyon attracts millions of visitors to northern Arizona each year, all hoping to snap an amazing photo of the canyon's vast landscape. The mile-deep gorge is the centerpiece of such an expansive view that it can all be seen at once. At 277 miles long and up to 18 miles wide, the Grand Canyon is so large it creates its own weather. In fact, getting a view from its two most popular rims, aka tops, requires nearly 5 hours of travel time. The Grand Canyon is under the care of the National Park Service, yet the park boundaries don't contain it entirely. The portion protected by Grand Canyon National Park totals 1,904 square miles, a span larger than the smallest U.S. state. In comparison, the tiny East Coast state of Rhode Island contains just 1,204 square miles. Today, the Grand Canyon is the second most visited national park, bested only by the Great Smoky Mountains in 2022. Until the mid-1800s, however, little was known about the area. Thanks to its remoteness, Spanish conquistadors who explored the region in 1540 had little to note of its magnificence. And an 1857 report from an American expedition through the canyon described the 6 million year old area as altogether valueless, with nothing to do but leave. Such declarations impeded progress in turning the natural wonder into a national park. When President Benjamin Harrison first moved to protect the area in 1893 as a forest reserve, President Theodore Roosevelt designated it a national monument in 1908. It would take a third president, Woodrow Wilson, and 11 more years for the Grand Canyon to become the awe-inspiring national park it is today. That took some time to figure out that this big hole in the ground was worth something. Few more little facts for you to fill your head with knowledge. Estimated number of caves within the Grand Canyon, 1,000. Species of rattlesnakes found in Grand Canyon National Park, including the pink Grand Canyon rattlesnake, only found there, 5. No thank you. Keep your rattlesnakes to yourself. Miles of the Colorado River that run through the Grand Canyon, 278 miles of Colorado River running through that canyon. Visitors to the Grand Canyon National Park in 2022, 4.7 million. Have you been to the Grand Canyon? Let me know. Drop me some comments. Here's a little bit more information just for you, just because I like you so much. Mail is delivered to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Most visitors to the Grand Canyon admire the landscape from the overlooks, never venturing to the gorge's bottom. Yet, mail-carrying mules trek down into the canyon 5 days a week, delivering packages, food, and supplies to the Supai village, where the indigenous Havasupai people have lived for nearly 1,000 years. It's unclear how long mail has been delivered this way. but mule postal deliveries were first documented in 1938. Up to 22 mules are part of the daily all-weather mail train, carrying up to 200 pounds of goods each and traveling 9 miles down into the canyon outside the national park's boundaries. The trip takes 3 hours down and 5 hours on the return. And according to the Smithsonian's National Postal Museum, it is the last official mail-by-mule route in the country and possibly the world. How about that for some interesting facts about the Grand Canyon? Have you been there? I know I already asked you. Have you been there? I've been there. I've been by the Grand Canyon. I think about the vacation when the Griswolds were kind of on the run, and when they were happened to be passing by the Grand Canyon, Mrs. Griswold says, "Clark, look at the Grand Canyon." He goes, "Yep," and just keeps on going. Just kind of gives it a fast glance and says, "We got to go." But yeah, the Grand Canyon, big hole in the ground, but it's beautiful. And I've seen so many pictures. Oh my goodness. With 4.7 million visitors each year, you're going to see lots and lots of pictures of the Grand Canyon. Some good, some not so good, but who's to say? Art is in the eye of the beholder, if you will. I know I've heard that before, and you've heard that before, or maybe you haven't. All right, that's it for this edition of What Makes You Smarter. Like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that kind of thing. And add me on Spotify while you're hanging out on Spotify. Go ahead and put a subscribe on there. I need some more Spotify listeners. That's it for this edition of What Makes You Smarter. Once again, if you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast. It's called What Makes You Famous. Find it everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. That's it for me. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.